Whenever I make a video about retirement, I get comments about it likely being impossible for many younger folks ever to be able to retire. Yet in my day job, I work with clients, some of whom are only in their 30s, and they are well on their way to becoming financially independent. Basically, I spend my life thinking about and planning for other people's retirements. But I've come to the conclusion that for me, I'll probably never stop working. Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name is Pete Matthew and I'm a chartered financial planner based here in the UK. And this video is brought to you by Meaningful Academy Build Wealth. And more on that a little bit later. Right, in the intro there, I intentionally mixed up phrases like retirement, financial independence, stopping working. Fact is, those things are related, but they are different. And I reckon we need to define some of these things. And then I want to address some of the lazy thinking that I see far too often in my inbox. And while we're at it, I'm going to give you an insight into exactly why I'm thinking that I will die with my boots on, or with a mouse in my hand, whatever. Retirement is the word that I tend to use all the time. Not going to lie, a lot of that is for search purposes. Far more people search for subjects related to retirement than they do some of the alternatives. But I really like talking with my clients about financial independence. When I'm using the planning software that I use every day, I always put a flag marked FI on their timeline, financial independence, because that's what we're aiming for. It's a point in time when they've got enough. Being financially independent simply means that you have choice. Choice whether or not to work, choice how to spend your money, and more importantly, choice how to spend your time. Work becomes optional, so you can do it if you want and not if you don't. The problem with the word retirement is that it feels intrinsically linked to stopping work. Financial independence, that phrase doesn't automatically have the same connotation, and that's why I prefer it. Ultimately, wealth equals choice, choice equals freedom, and that's important. So why do many, not all, but why do many younger people seem to have such a block with the idea of retirement, and apparently assume that they'll have to work until they drop? Well, here are 5 quick-fire reasons why I think that's the case. Firstly, economic uncertainty. We've got rising student debt, increasing housing costs, a more fickle job market. All these can contribute to a feeling that you'll never really be able to get enough money saved to retire one day. Number 2, changes in the workforce. The rise of the gig economy and freelancing, 0 hours contracts, the demise of the job for life, fewer workplace benefits, the end really of employer-sponsored defined benefit pensions. All these are good reasons why saving for retirement might seem harder than it used to be. Number 3, longer life expectancies. More older people are spending longer, needing medical and personal care. Younger folks see that and they think, how on earth am I going to save enough to enjoy life before I get to the decrepit stage later on? Number 4, social security concerns. I hear all the time from younger people that the state pension just won't be around when they retire. Well, personally, I think it will, but I do think it's going to have to change form, and as we all know, the pension age is rising. And finally, number 5, changing personal priorities. The classic life path of born, learn, work, retire, and then die is increasingly old hat. And it's very unattractive to many younger people, including myself. And yes, I do think of myself as a younger person. I mean, looking at that timeline, that's potentially 3/4 of your life gone and an awful lot of hard graft before, supposedly, the fun starts at the end. Well, who wants to wait that long? I know I don't. Okay, here's where I ask you, if you've made it this far, to like the video and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow because it feeds the almighty YouTube algorithm, so thank you very much. So I want to address those 5 challenges very quickly, not necessarily in order, but just to riff a little bit about them. Yes, the times are economically uncertain, but actually I think that's always been the case. 50 years ago, say, there was an oil embargo, there was high inflation then, much higher interest rates than we have now. I think it's just wrong to say that things are different now. There may be different kinds of challenges, but the past was far from rosy. I think workplace changes are here to stay, but actually these changes bring flexibility. There are so many more ways to work now, which will suit different kinds of people. It's no longer the case that you have to go to college, then university, and if you don't, then it's the lower paid jobs for you. Different skills are required now, and you can learn those skills yourself, in your own time and at your own pace, for free. Definitely, pensions are worse in some ways now than they used to be, but auto-enrollment means that more people are saving into pensions than ever, and opt-out rates are pretty low, only about 10%. They have been lower than that, and I think that's a sign of the current difficulties. But pensions are also more flexible than they've ever been, so you've got options now. And you've got those options from age 58, that is if you're under age 50 now, right? And 58 is pretty young. And living longer, I mean, that's a good thing, right? It's kind of hard to be depressed about that. And it means you have time to build wealth slowly, which is the easiest way. There's better access to information than ever before. I mean, you're watching me right now, and I'm just one of thousands of personal finance channels here on YouTube. And there are also blogs, podcasts, videos, courses by the tens of millions out there. You can find someone whose message resonates with you, and you can consume their stuff. There's plenty of ways to build wealth, so if you don't like what I preach, then you're going to find a decent alternative elsewhere. Just remember, if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is, so tread carefully. I mean, it's never been easier to pursue a lucrative side hustle in the evenings alongside your day job. It takes time and effort, yeah, but the tools that are available now, I would have killed for when I was 20. And you can better yourself, improve your chances of progression in your current job more easily than ever. And I think all this contributes to a much more flexible environment in which to design a life and a financial setup which enables you to live that life that you've chosen. The workplace is more flexible. The financial services system is more flexible. And the opportunities are greater than ever. So start by designing your ideal life. Keep it realistic, don't go nuts. But start with your ideal life and then find a way to fund that life using the financial service system as it is. You can dream it, you can cost it, and then you can build it. It can be done. In Meaningful Academy Build Wealth, I've put my most distilled learning about what it takes to navigate the UK personal finance system to best effect. And there's tons of stuff in there. Video lessons, worksheets, calculators, live Q&A calls with me, access to class-leading financial planning software, and best of all, a community of people in a similar position to you, all of whom are looking to encourage and help each other out. So check it out, meaningfulacademy.com/buildwealth, and if you decide that it's for you, use the coupon code YouTube for a decent discount. So like I said at the start, I've been thinking a lot about my own retirement recently. And I've actually very much come to the view that I will certainly never stop working and do nothing. I've decided that I will never sell my business to a third party. Instead, I want to build it in such a way that it can go on without me and can be used to do good in society and not just make its stakeholders richer. I actually really love the challenge of growing a continually evolving business. Every day is different, makes it exciting and scary and a lot of fun. Now, I could sell out right now to some rubbish national consolidator, and I could retire before I'm 50. But the thought makes me go cold. I just can't imagine facing my clients saying thanks for the memories, and then having to meet them in town here as they complain about being underserved by whoever's coin I have taken. Honestly, Cornwall is a really small world. I run into clients all the time. I think I'd have to get plastic surgery or emigrate or something. But if I do ever sell, it'll be to an employee ownership trust so that my amazing team here can continue to run it and it becomes, hopefully, an eternal business. It's still doing well in another 50 years' time or maybe even another 100 years' time. But I want to become independent of the business before that so that I can one day cease to be a burden on it. So I'm saving into pensions and ISAs. I'm overpaying my mortgage and all of that good stuff because I want to be financially independent too. But I don't want to retire. Honestly, I see myself doing some kind of work forever, or at least as long as it keeps being fun. That is my desired life, and I'm trying to build it one day at a time. So I'd love to know what you think about this. The secret, I think, is not to succumb to lazy thinking. Instead of just assuming that everybody's right when they say that you'll never be able to retire, why not ask how you can make it possible? Why not decide whether retiring is even right for you? And if not, how can you design a life that does work for you? Let's be proactive and intentional. Focused thinkers and doers and not just following the crowd. Let's be different. Carve our own path. Thanks so much for watching. Maybe watch this video next. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.